Hello, and welcome to my weekly poll for the week of March 25th. We got kind of a stacked week this week, so we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to start off with Absolute Wonder Woman, number 18. Uh, I think I said this last time. Talked about an Absolute book where it's just kind of getting to a point where, you say everything, where it's really good. Um, we got Zatanna kind of coming over to the side of the Angels. We got Diana kind of gearing up for war against Zatara. Um, you got a little bit of lore about their kind of base of operations, where apparently if you've got like ill intent, it makes you sick when you come up on it. Well, then it's just a great issue of Absolute Wonder Woman that's kind of as expected so far. We're kind of in building up to this battle against Zatara, so we got some mentions that he might not even like be able to be reasoned with or saved. Seems like Zatanna still wants to try though, so we'll have to see uh, what happens with that going forward as we get into the this kind of final battle with him. Art's fantastic. The uh, the effect of him being a skeleton, but like seeing his body as the flames pass over him is fantastic. It really kind of brings a gravitas to him that just a normal skeleton wouldn't. Like it kind of like it feels like magic. But other than that, yeah, it's just another fantastic issue of Absolute Wonder Woman. Next, let's just go straight ahead. Talk about Absolute Martian Manhunter. Uh, this one I have a little bit more to say. It's sort of filling a similar place where it's um we're gearing up for something, but it's got a little more action with it, which is actually kind of um like more unexpected from this book than it is Wonder Woman, where we get him kind of trying to survive from a bunch of these assailants in the beginning, and he's talking with the other thing in his head, and he has to like kind of accept what the Martian has been saying about all these like concepts and how reality can work kind of separated from the physical, and he's able to do things, these like superhuman things, and he's finally reunited at the end. So it's a little bit more conclusive than the Wonder Woman is, and but we still have to deal with the White Martian, and it seems that he's got more of a claw into uh, John's family. So I'm really interested in that going forward. What kind of battle it's going to be? Is it going to be like a words and concepts? Is there going to be a physical component as it's like possessing his son? Is that going to be like misinterpreted by people around him? And like, I'm really interested. Said it before. This is my favorite book being released right now, like by a decent margin. I love what they're doing with Absolute Martian Manhunter, and if you're not reading it, you definitely should be. After that, I guess let's go to Spider Man. This is continuing the death spiral thing. It's better than last issue. I'll say that. It's not great. It's it's a mid story arc, like pseudo event thing that I kind of don't care about, and it doesn't really seem like anybody else cares about it. To be honest with you, um, the only like thing of consequence from this arc that I can see having any sort of effect on the future is Carnage knowing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He got that from Eddie Brock, and we'll see if that does anything. We also got in this issue Miles and Norman talking, and Norman wanting to train the other Spider people to fight him because Peter isn't the best teacher apparently, even though he was a teacher. And if I'm remembering right, he was decent at it. He was pretty good. It was like Spider-Man stuff that like kept him from like excelling. But, but whatever. It's you just kind of have to accept that a vast majority of Peter Parker stuff we're getting nowadays in the comics is like completely separate from like stuff in the past. Which is a little disappointing. It's always a little disappointing when he does or someone says something out of character and that's just like presented as a fact, but I guess it is what it is. Um I think this is part 5 of like a 7-part death spiral thing, and we'll really see how this event ends. I cannot see it ending great though. I think it's just gonna kind of fizzle out. We're gonna get status quo Spidey for a little bit longer. We'll see if Mary Jane stays Venom. But I think the only thing that would change is Carnage knows Spider Man's Peter. Eddie Brock goes back to being Venom. And maybe they think Carnage is dead, but he's off. He escapes somehow, and that'll set up another symbiote event later. Uh, let's move on to a better Marvel book. Honestly, the most annoying part about this series is that they restarted the numbering for no reason. Um, like we just had an Iron Man series just called Iron Man, then we have an Iron Man series now called Iron Man, and they both started back at 1 for no reason. Why can't Iron Man have an ongoing? There wasn't even that long between the stories, like the books. Like just keep it going from the last one, and even if there's we're getting a new writer, it's going to be on hiatus for a little bit. You can just keep going the same numbering after that. But whatever, I don't work at Marvel. I don't make those decisions. But yeah, it's a pretty good issue. We get some Stark self reflection, I think is the best word for it, about why he builds things, building things for him versus him needing to build things, and how it might be something that used to bring him a lot of joy and stuff, but now it's even when he doesn't build like Iron Man stuff, it's like kind of performative for himself. And then we got a little bit more of uh, Madame Mask's whole deal, where after Doom got deposed, AIM has been in the Civil War, and she wants like we know she's wanted to create a new Tony Stark, but now she also wants to kind of recreate Tony Stark with Tony Stark. So we'll see how that's going. Armor's kind of whatever. The art otherwise is really good. Kind of very lively and uh, not frenetic necessarily, but it's got a good flow to it. Then in Iron Man, we do get a reveal, or like a not a reveal, a new character shows up that is in some way presumably connected to Baron Zemo, but we don't know how yet because Doctor Doom killed Baron Zemo. But then also, it seems like maybe they're just trying to do something with Baron Zemo because New Avengers came out. This is the end of this New Avengers run. and this is a fine ending. Wraps everything up. The Kill Illuminati is kind of whatever. You get some of Black Widow being competent and badass, and her being able to do stuff even with like this sleeper agent in her head and uh, all that sort of stuff. But it's revealed that the Kill Illuminati, as they call it, their whole deal was trying to. It was a plan put in motion by Baron Zemo way before his death, so that in the event of his death, he will be cloned uh, with all of his memories and stuff. They call it neurogenic clones, which is what the Killuminati is. They're like failed neurogenic clones. Like they're almost the same but different. Uh, and he does get cloned, but then he gets like a virus stamped out and dies. And then we get at the end the Avengers being like, "You guys can't be Avengers. You should have told us this was going on." Even though, like, when would you? Why would you care? Like, I don't know. All this stuff feels like it's one of those things that like a superhero team beat a supervillain team and it worked out. Why are you complaining? And it's like, are you saying you don't trust like Bucky and X-23 and Black Widow? I mean, like Namor and Carnage and Leia may have not always aligned ideals, but they're fine here, and they did their job and they're working fine. So I don't know. It just felt a little bit pedantic. I think it was Iron Man and Captain Marvel at the end complaining. Then you get the teaser that this new team is like, oh, we're disbanding, but we're keeping each other's numbers in case something happens and we think we need to reform again. So we might get a, a new Avengers book every once in a while. That would be fun. Um, I doubt we're gonna have Eddie Brock Carnage when a new Avengers title gets published, but we'll see if it's a pretty consistent team going forward or not. But overall, it's a good fine conclusion to a good fine. Um, like if you're a fan of any of these characters, then this will be a fun trade paperback to pick up. Even 2 years, let it go down like $5. And then finally, we got the big boy release for this Superman and Spider Man #1. And this is, I like, I like this one better than Batman Deadpool, but it's just phenomenal. Like, I think, I don't know how much, you know, creative control either side exerts, but maybe it balances out. Maybe, they're just giving it to the creatives, whatever. It's just phenomenal. We get great like in character moments, especially for Peter Parker. This it honestly even feels like pre Civil War Peter a lot of the time. He's like he's still a little down on his luck. He's trying hard, but he's an adult. He's dating Mary Jane in at least one of these stories, probably multiple, but we get the confirmation on one. Uh, he's like a very competent, smart, you know, experienced Spider-Man, and he helps out even when he's tagging along with someone as powerful as Superman. And it's really great to see. We also get a bunch of other fun side stories. We get it's a specifically Beyond the White Knight Batman plus a Superboy plus Spider-Man 2099. So that's fun. I always like more Batman Beyond. Even if I don't Beyond the White Knight is lower down on the list of Batman Beyonds that I like, still above Tim Drake, but it's always nice to see. The art's fantastic as it is with those books. We get a nice feel good story with Uncle Ben and Jonathan Kent. They like save some people from a storm because like Uncle Ben was doing like a job driving through Kansas, and they happen to meet each other. They stay at the Kent farm overnight as the storm passes. Uh, and then a big one at the end that I can see a lot of people talking about is Power Girl Punisher at the, I think it was the last one. It's mostly just like a fun little comedic story. Frank's like he's doing like an undercover bouncer at a villain bar gig, and Power Girl's on a blind date with Paul from Spider Man. Doesn't go great, which is fantastic to see. I love when Paul just gets shit on because he's such this unnecessary, forcefully inserted character that like nobody likes him, nobody wants him. He's not even really doing anything. Like he's not serving a purpose. So why is he here? But we get this. He like is a little bit of like an insecure, like just kind of ass during a little bit of the blind date. Punisher, who obviously doesn't know that the blonde girl who walked in is Power Girl, like rushes in to try and get her and Paul out as like the only innocents in this villain bar. And then Power Girl and Punisher beat up bad guys. Uh, she ends up finishing the date with him because Paul ran away. It's fun. It's cute. It's also implied they might fuck at the end, which is weird. But I don't know. Good for you, Frank. That's he's reaching, and I guess sometimes when you reach for the top shelf, sometimes it falls right into your hand. You know, even if you can't grab it up there, sometimes you get it unsettled just enough that it falls down and you're able to catch it, and that's what he did. So good on him. But overall, this was a pretty good week. We got new Avengers ending, so we'll see about that going forward. Superman, Spider Man, which we're getting one of these every week. Guess not. Can't be that lucky. And then Absolute being fantastic as always. Iron Man series is good, even if it's just obtuse the way they're restarting. The numbering after the last one was like 6 issues, but yeah, overall, can't complain about any of this. If you want to talk about any of these books or any of the books that I should be picking up, put it down in the comments. I'll be happy to talk with you. Other than that, do all the normal YouTube stuff, and I'll see you next week for those comics.